Hello friends, I intend to upload shorthand speeds and also learning classes in this YouTube channel. Please subscribe this channel and I hope all you people use this shorthand platform to become a successful stenographer. All the best everyone. Now I am going to dictate 120 words per minute shorthand higher speed. Please get ready. Start. Dear shareholders, I welcome you all to this 9th general meeting of the company. The annual report has been with you for some weeks and you will have noticed with some satisfaction that your company has performed remarkably well despite the adverse market and economic conditions. The year was characterized by continuing recession in several segments of Indian industry, particularly consumer durables. We estimate that the sale of watches by the four key Indian producers declined to a certain extent. In contrast, our watches were in good demand, but the sales in the last 4 months of the year were affected by social and political disturbances in many urban centers. The country needs to ponder economic consequences of political conflict which has hampered the country's economic revival and diminished its ability to move ahead of other developing countries. The consumer sentiment, which is an important factor in the sale of consumer durables, remained low throughout the year because of political uncertainties. The erosion of assets on the stock exchanges restricted money supply. The high rates of interest also were responsible for lower sales. Competition was fierce throughout the year. Profit was also affected by inflation, high interest payments, sharply higher wages, and increased excise duties. Inflation is not a serious worry for the current year, bearing the price of gold. Following a wage settlement with the representatives of employees, it is expected that the per capita wage costs are expected to rise only marginally in the current year. The company's rights issue will ease the pressure of interest rates. If the excise duty increase had not taken place, the profit for the year would have doubled. Because of highly competitive conditions, the company had to adopt a cautious approach to price increases. We now believe that we are more cautious than warranted and have therefore taken remedial action in the first quarter of this year, which should certainly reflect in the profit performance of the next year. Shareholders will be happy to know that your company has performed very well in the first quarter of the current year. We are looking forward with renewed confidence to a bright and rewarding year. Greater focus is being placed on customer service. There are now over 9 million watches of our company in state. It is our belief that when a customer walks into a shop to service our watch, there are in fact 3 types of repairs which need to be effected: repairing the watch, repairing the feelings of the customer, and repairing the damage done to the company's image. Attention therefore has to be given to the physical environment in which the customer is received, the manner in which he or she is dealt with by the service personnel, speed and quality of the repair service, and the charges for repairs are also important. We believe that the servicing of a watch should be treated as an opportunity to strengthen the bonds between the brand and its user. Another great opportunity awaits your company in the area of fine jewelry. the world's biggest buyers are turning to Asian suppliers in search of lower prices and higher volumes. My dear Prime Minister, I address you for the second time so soon after the first because the statement about the situation in India made in Parliament by the Secretary of State indicate a degree of complacency on his part, which to one on the spot seems scarcely justified. My duty as Privy Councillor also constrains me to place my views before you, although those views are no better than misgivings and apprehensions. A friend of mine assures me that he is writing to the Secretary of State much to the same effect, and that is why I refrain from sending him the enclosed document and comments upon it. The document is an account of the doings of the police in my district, which is signed by well known citizens. I can vouch personally for the character and high standing in public life of many of them. If a public inquiry is refused and the government deny the facts in the Legislative Council, the likelihood is that 9 out of 10 intelligent persons would believe the version of the signatories without hesitation. I do not forget the difficulty of those that have to keep order. Non-violent civil disobedience is a novel method of agitation, and the public sympathy and attention which the agitators obtain put the authorities in an awkward position. But there are remedies. The one that the government have chosen is open to the gravest objections. Thank you.